What's up, guys? It's your boy Rich here. So, who wants a Pepsi? Or at least an Armand Nicolet GMT Divers? Let's go take a closer look at it. Let's go. And here it is, Armand Nicolet's all-new JS9 GMT. And it's in 44 millimeters, 52 from lug to lug, 13 millimeters tall, and with a 22 millimeter lug width. And while this is the Pepsi version, it also comes in a few other colors, including a Batman. And this blue dial has this really cool speckled texture to it, but at the slightest turn of our wrist or the watch, it looks like it changes to a really smooth blue. So a really subtle detail, but one that I really appreciate, changing from that textured speckled texture to almost a smooth blue. And there at 12 o'clock is the red hour hand that is for the second time zone, or the GMT. And this watch uses the same Sellita 330 automatic movement that their MO2 GMT uses, one that I reviewed not that long ago. So let's get into the GMT function. Unscrew the crown, and then when I pull it out, in one direction, it'll change the date. So we'll notice that the date changes from the 24th, and there it goes to the 25th, 26th, 27th. And in the opposite direction, that will change our second time zone. So it'll start changing. There it is, going to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I'm in Los Angeles, where it's roughly 11:20. So if I want to know what time it was in the East Coast, 3 hours ahead, that would be 2:20. So I'll continue to change the second time zone. And as I do that, we're going to notice that it is not interrupting or changing our main time zone. So there will be no need to reset our main time zone after we're done changing our second time zone. The JS9 has a ceramic bezel insert, and Armand Nicolet did an outstanding job at creating this liquid-like finishing on the ceramic. In person, it is really impressive. So while we're here, let's talk about the turn action. It is unidirectional and has 120 clicks. So let's see if it's music to our ears. Here we go. And it is definitely music to our ears. There is some backplay, nothing terrible, but worth noting. It's water resistant to 1,000 feet, and the case is mostly done in a brushed finishing with a nice polished accents along the side of the case and where the lugs meet. This is a really attractive and well thought out watch. And one of the most noticeable features of the watch is this sloping bezel insert, where I think it helps give it a much thinner profile. And in addition to the sloping bezel insert are these lugs that have this dramatic drop. It's almost as if we're on the edge of a cliff or a mountain. And I think that combination of the sloping bezel insert and the dramatically sloped lugs really helps avoid it being a chunky wear. And while this Pepsi version has the matching blue rubber strap, it's also available in a bracelet. There's a nice matching blue rubber around the crown, and this strap is really comfortable. It's a deployment strap, so when I open the clasp, there are more details, such as the perlage detail on part of the clasp here and there. Right there is a better look. And then the solid case back, which is nicely done, and it is deeply engraved. It looks like to be part of the sun, a fish, and the sea. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it is quite attractive. And it is a common engraved case back on a lot of Armand Nicolets. This is just a really well-crafted and designed watch by Armand Nicolet. The retail price of the JS9 GMT is approximately $2,300. And for that, I think we are getting a really solidly made watch and a really attractive watch. And I think that's priced below most mainstream brands, but priced higher than, say, for example, a Kickstarter watch. But Armand Nicolet is no Kickstarter watch, meaning they're well beyond that. Armand Nicolet is a brand with a lot of history and heritage, and they are family owned and run. So for those of us who that is important to have a watch company that is family owned and run, which is really rare today, then I think Armand Nicolet fits that bill perfectly. And I got to spend an entire weekend with Armand Nicolet during LA Microlux and with Alessandro, one of the owners of Armand Nicolet. And, he's a really cool and nice guy. And, I think it helps with events like this to connect with the brand owners to learn more about their history and watches. So for me, yes, that is important. And, I got to spend time with their entire lineup of watches, and it is clear that, why they are so respected, especially overseas. In the US, Armand Nicolet may not be as known. Hopefully they will start to gain a momentum, but their watches are just so well made, and they just seem to be getting better and better. And while my decision is obvious between the Batman and the Pepsi, it was not an easy decision. I was actually going back and forth. And when I saw this Pepsi on Instagram, I was really intrigued by it, and I was so anxious that I couldn't wait to see it in person. And when I got to see it in person, it was a no-brainer. But I wonder what Alessandro's preference is. Does he share the same taste as me, or perhaps did he go with the Batman? So let's hear what Alessandro's personal preference is from Alessandro. What is your favorite watch here, Alessandro?
I also have something on Batman GMT because I like sporty watches, but I think that the GMT in general, it's a very useful function, so that's why I'm wearing always possibly GMT version.
Well, I can't blame Alessandro for going with the Batman because it was truly a tough call. But for me, I am really enjoying my Pepsi. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you the next time. So let's see if it's music to our eyes, music to our ears. Yep. The Pepsi dial just might be one that Magnum PI approves of. Maybe. Let's go take a closer look. Let's go take a closer look at Armand Nicolet. The GMT. I can see you waving. I was. So we are here at the Armand Nicolet booth at LA Microlux, and this is Alessandro, and these are his watches. This, guys, you might remember I just reviewed this one, the GMT, but this is a customer here. I won't put you on camera, right? Roll it. Which one do you like about Armand Nicolet? What did you just get done saying about the quality?
I like this one. Either this one or the Batman.
And this is from a customer that is not me, but we all seem to share the same opinion on how well made these Armand Nicolets are. These are just some extraordinary watches, and that seems to be what everyone else is agreeing to.